Often overlooked by visitors, Wiesbaden is one of Germany's most elegant cities. A place of grand architecture, famous thermal springs, and centuries of history. We're Lee and Betty, and after more than 30 years of experiencing Germany, we're sharing the places and stories that make this country special. Today, let's explore Wiesbaden. All right, so this is the most iconic building in Wiesbaden. This is the Kurhaus, and this beautiful building was built in the very early years of the 20th century. I want to say around 1910, but it is very beautiful. It has some really nice fountains in the front, and this is where the action takes place. If you want that James Bond feeling of being in Wiesbaden, then you got to come here. It has a casino inside, and when you walk inside up these regal royal carpet, it's very beautiful. The foyer is stunning. Has a big high cupola. I think it's around 28 feet high, and it has symbols of Greek mythology all around. So it's really quite beautiful and stunning. Then you go out back, and we'll walk through there in a bit. Has a very beautiful park, the Kurpark. Nice English style garden, and gives you some great views from back there. But you got to come visit the Kurhaus when you're in Wiesbaden. All right, so we are at the Museum Wiesbaden, which has a very nice collection of old masters and Art Nouveau. And in particular, right now, one very popular painting that they have is Ophelia, which I guess Taylor Swift has a fairly recent song based upon this painting, or maybe this painting is featured in the video. I'm not really sure. I know there is a connection between this painting and this Taylor Swift song. I think the song is called Ophelia. Anyway, so that is very nice, very interesting. The old masters, they have some very beautiful paintings, and it's really nice. Beautiful museum here in Wiesbaden. They have some other special exhibits also right now. But then when you finish, they have a very nice cafe, and you can stop in here and get you some Kaffee and Kuchen. We have some mango crunch and traditional Käsekuchen and some nice cups of coffee. Okay, so I'm going to try the mango crunch, and this is very, it looks really good. Looks very interesting. Look at that, the layers. I love the layers. Yeah, it's really good. Not your traditional cake, but I really like it. The cake is moist. I like the layers, and there is crunch down at the bottom. That is a good winner. I like that one. Now I will try the Käsekuchen, or the traditional cheesecake. And German cheesecake is different from American cheesecake. I won't go into the details. Wow, I really like that. That is so good. Not too sweet. Nice and creamy. That's a good cheesecake. I really enjoy it. So nice cake and coffee after you've exhausted yourself by going through the museum here in Wiesbaden. All right, so Wiesbaden is a spa town. I think Wiesbaden, I think that literally means meadow baths. But so it has a lot of hot springs. I can't remember how many it has, but there's, how many? Like 26 or so. But there's two of them that you can that you're supposed to drink from that have like healing properties, I guess. And this one is called the Kochbrunnen. Koch means cook, so the cooking fountain. And this water is, I think, 65 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna get me some, fill it up in my cup, and I'm gonna get all healed up. So this is supposed to heal whatever ails you, good for your joints, and I don't know, maybe your skin, your organs, who knows. But it smells a little salty. Here we go, Jumbo. Yes. I can feel the vitality flowing through my body now. That is some good good water, some high quality H2O. So when you are in Wiesbaden, you got to come by the Kochbrunnen. And tomorrow we're going to go to the other one and go try the water there and see which one's better. But come to the Kochbrunnen, bring yourself a cup and get you some healthy water that people have been soaking in and drinking in for centuries, thousands of years. If you're enjoying this journey through Wiesbaden, consider subscribing to Traveling Expats and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss our future adventures. It's completely free and helps support our channel. We'd love to hear from you too, so leave a comment below and share your favorite places in Germany. Now, let's continue exploring this beautiful city. All right, good evening from Wiesbaden, and we are having dinner, and we are at the Bäckerbrunnen, which means the baker's fountain, and this is the Altstadt Kneipe, or the Old Town Bar, and we have a couple of dishes from Frankfurt, but Frankfurt is just a few kilometers down the road. Wiesbaden is actually in the same land as Frankfurt. It's actually the capital of the state of Hessen. So we got some Frankfurt dishes, and I have my favorite. Every time I go to Frankfurt, I always get Frankfurter Schnitzel as the Frankfurt green sauce, and I really like that green sauce. And Betty has Frankfurters, so we often call hot dogs Frankfurters in the United States, and it comes from the Frankfurter here in Frankfurt. So I'm going to pour a little bit of that green sauce on my plate. We've got some Bratkartoffel. Let me try one of these. That's really good potatoes. Try some of the Schnitzel. Dip it in some of this sauce. That is delicious. A great meal here in Wiesbaden at the Bäckerbrunnen. Okay, so now I'm at the Bäckerbrunnen, the baker's fountain. Supposedly, back in the day, all the bakers in Wiesbaden used to get their water from this fountain. And it is 64 degrees Celsius. And we have a handy chart here that tells you all of the minerals that are inside this water. Now, this bottle is probably not the best for drinking hot water, but this is what I got. So I'm going to give it a shot. All right, so we got a little bit. It's a bowl. It's not bad. It's very salty. I mean, it doesn't taste like, a lot of times you get these natural hot springs and it tastes like very, bad. This is not necessarily bad. It's just salty. Feel good. My joints feel good. Knees, hips, everything feels good. I think this will cure what ails you at the Bäckerbrunnen here in Wiesbaden. It's a bowl. All right, so we are at the top of the Neroberg, and we took the Nerobergbahn up here, which is a funicular train that goes, I'm not sure how many feet it brings you up, but this train was put into commission in 1888, I think, and it is hydro-powered. So that's pretty interesting. So it can't function in the wintertime because of threat of freezing up. But I guess it is the oldest funicular train in all of Germany. So it's really cool. Nice little ride to get up here to the top. The views are great. You can look over at the city, some very beautiful houses down there, and you can see the church right over there. And we're going to walk around a little bit on top. There's supposed to be a really nice Russian Orthodox church that was built in the 1800s, and some other great sites. And I think there's going to be supposed to be a nice little chateau wine bar area to have a drink and look out on the view. So we're going to go explore the Neroberg. All right, so when you get off of the Nerobergbahn, about a 7 or 8 minute walk through the nice forest, you come here to the Russian chapel. And this beautiful church was built in 1855 in honor of Princess Elizabeth, who died during childbirth, and I think she was very young, like not like 19 years old or so. But so go inside. You're not allowed to take videos or photographs inside, unfortunately, but it is absolutely beautiful. So go inside and step around and look around because it's really pretty when you're up here, and it's a very nice trail through the woods to get here. So pleasant day when you're here at the top of Nerobergbahn. Come to the Russian chapel. Okay, so in Wiesbaden, when you want to have your afternoon sweet treat, you need to come on over to Chocolateria Kunder, and they've been in business since 1898, so they've been around for a while. And obviously it's a chocolateria, so they specialize in chocolate, and we've got their hot chocolate drink, and they've got a cup of cocoa and a cup of hot milk, and I'm really excited to try this. We're going to pour this into this cup together. Look at this. Oh, look how thick that chocolate is. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. So I've got more left in there, but my cup is full, so that's like enough for 2 cups. I'm gonna stir this up a little bit. Look at that. Oh wow, that's some good hot chocolate. That's really good. And now I want to try this little cake, and I have a tiny little Frankfurter Kranz. So Wiesbaden is just kind of right down the road from Frankfurt, not far. So we've got the Frankfurter Kranz, which is a lot of cream. This little torte here. Look at that. That is really good. Nice and buttery and creamy. Just a hint of something alcohol in there. That is delicious. So to come, oh, and we have another thing that Betty has over there, and this is a pineapple tort or pineapple tart, I think. And we're gonna try this, but I don't see pineapple. That is really. Oh, there's the pineapple in there. Pineapple underneath the chocolate part. That is really good. Wow. We might get some of these to go because that is really delicious. The pineapple tart, the ananas torta. That is good. So when you get that afternoon and you want to get something sweet, head on over to Chocolateria Kunder, and they've got something that will satisfy your sweet tooth. All right, so this is the market church, the Marktkirche here in Wiesbaden. This is the Lutheran church that was built in the 1800s, and it is absolutely striking when you're walking around here in the Marktplatz. I mean, this thing is really impressive. But what's really cool about it is that it's a red brick church, and I've seen other red brick churches, but this one has like a sheen to it, or kind of like a glow that I haven't seen in any other church. So it's really pretty, especially when the light hits it just right. That the red just almost seems to glow. So obviously when you're in Wiesbaden and you're walking downtown, you're going to see it because you see it from almost everywhere. But it's very impressive. So come in, take a look, walk around. Doesn't cost anything to go inside. Of course, they're asking for donations, but really quite striking, the marked church here in Wiesbaden. All right, so Wiesbaden is in the middle of one of Germany's greatest wine-producing regions, the Rheingau, and so we had to have some wine while we're here, and we are at the Sensorique Vinotech, and we have some nice dry Riesling from the region, and you know, it's so nice. It smells great, and then when you take a sip and that nice cold white wine hits the back of your throat, that is pretty spectacular, especially on a nice warm summer day. So, cheers. All right, so this is the Römer Tour, the Roman Gate, or the Heidenmauer, the Heiden Wall, they refer to it as. And this is basically the oldest structure still in Wiesbaden, and is basically the only structure left from the Roman age here in Wiesbaden. And this massive structure was built around the year 400. Now, originally they thought it was part of a defensive fortification to protect the city, but in recent years they've come to believe that it was actually part of an aqueduct that was carrying fresh water into Wiesbaden from the Taunus Mountains. So it seemed like it was part of an aqueduct and not a defensive fortification, but whatever it was, it's about 1700 years old. It's really old, and it's from the Roman times here in Wiesbaden. All right, so Wiesbaden is a spa town, and it has like 26 of these hot springs just bubbling up out of the ground at various places throughout the city. Now, you might think that that's explained by geology, but local legend says differently. So according to local legend, thousands of years ago, back in the ancient times, there was a dragon who terrorized the people, and he lived underneath the ground of the city. So there was a giant who came to vanquish this dragon, right? So this giant came, he was hunting the dragon, and they were fighting. Then the dragon went underground, and so the giant got his sword, and he was going to stab him. So he started stabbing in the ground to kill the dragon. So he stabbed in the ground, hit the dragon, and then this liquid came up. But instead of blood, it was boiling hot water. And so, according to legend, that's where Wiesbaden's hot springs come from, not because of just geology, but because of the dragon underneath the ground that I guess is still bleeding hot steam and water today. All right, so something that you might see right here by the Kochbrunnen, or if you come to the Kochbrunnen, you're obviously going to see it, but is this giant green man behind me. And this guy is known as an Ampel man, A-M-P-E-L, and he is the pedestrian crossing light symbol in the former Eastern Germany, in the former DDR. And so basically, if it's time to cross, you can see this green guy like this, and if it's not time to cross, to stop it, he's red. But this was put here to mark 25 years of German reunification. So 25 years after East and West Germany joined into one country, they had a little celebration here on the square and brought this man here to symbolize unity with the former East Germany. We are at Weber's Wikinger. Looks like Weber's to us English speakers. But we have some food, and we at first we weren't even going to talk about it. We're just going to eat, but it's so good, we got to say something about it. So I have the Wiesbadener Schnitzel, and this is actually chicken schnitzel with Bratkartoffel, home fries that has an egg on top, and it has green sauce. And this green sauce, this Frankfurter green sauce, is the lightest, like most white colored green sauce I've ever had, but it is delicious. It is spectacular. This is so good. The schnitzel's cooked perfectly. And Betty has, I can't remember what it's called. Hofstein schnitzel. And it's a pork schnitzel, I think, but it also has Bratkartoffel and has the egg. It has some sauteed onions, and it also has sardines, right? And but it is really good. Both of these are cooked perfectly. We have a bimble of apple wine, and it's really nice. And so this is a really good meal. Like I said, we took a few bites. We're like, we got to get this on camera. We got to talk about it because it's delicious. And I just cut a piece of this schnitzel, and you can look at this. It is cooked perfectly. It's so nice, and its green sauce is just absolutely delicious. If you enjoyed exploring Wiesbaden with us, we think you'll also enjoy our nearby guide to Mainz, another beautiful German city just across the Rhine. And if you're planning more adventures in Germany, check out our Germany Travel Guide playlist for more destinations. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.